So I'm out today on this National Day of May 17th. Happy birthday, Norway. And I'm taking my baby out for a ride. She hasn't been out since last year. And there has been some sketchiness in her nature, so I haven't dared to take her out. She has a coolant leak, and I think that's one of those things that just happens with this model because it's old. So it closes it has two valves. When it rides and gets warm, it opens an additional valve to the coolant. Before that, the coolant just circulates the engine to get the engine warm fast, and then it kicks in stage 2 where it actually cools the engine. However, I think that system closes when I stop, so the liquid in the radiator overheats, turns to steam and sprays out the back. And that's the only thing that's wrong with this bike at this point. And the seats need to be I have to put new leather on the seat. So I thought, why not take it out to a beautiful place on this national holiday. We have also, so I tried to fill up the air in the tires because it was pretty squishy. I can't for the life of me get the air into the rear tire. I can't fit the modern the thingy that's on the modern air hoses don't bend that way, so to speak. So I was able to force air into the front tire to get it to 2.2 bars, which is 30 something psi, I can't remember. So 2.2 bars in the front wheel and 2.5 in the rear, but I have no idea what the rear is at. I was unable to even get the thing on. So the brakes are strong. So there you have it. This is my 1984 Kawasaki GPZ600R. First fully faired race sports bike mass-produced ever. And you can see how the coolant keeps filling up. So I have put this little thing on just to prevent it from dripping. Seats are a little old, so we have new leathers that we're going to strap on the pillion seat and the rider seat. We have to tension these because they're a little loose. You can see this one keeps falling down. So, but the bike is in great condition. And it comes with something sports bikes should have even today: center stand. And he can even be turned to some degree. Let's see how I did this right. There we go. So, horsepowers and stuff, I have no idea. I can Google it and I'll put it up somewhere around. But it is a 600, it is a racing 600, so power really comes up high. The one thing I know is not original are the blinkers. They are way too small. I wished it had the originals, because I really believe the rest is original. And yeah, everything works. Lights, brakes, everything except the coolant leak. And it only leaks once you stop. So as long as you keep riding, it's not a problem. So let's go for a ride. Getting it off, you have to use a little bit of force. It's a heavy bike. This is not one of those modern bikes that barely weighs anything. This thing really weighs something. And the clutch is like, there's nothing until almost all the way out. Actually, I'm gonna check. There is some play, so I think it should be okay. Anyways, I'm dying of heat here, so I have to keep moving. I'm dressed way too warm for today. So this is just a gorgeous bike to ride. It is incredibly smooth. I'm gonna try to use GoPro camera sound right here. I mean, butter. Simply butter. Oops. Maybe it's just me. I thought I had it, but I guess not. I just started a... How old is this? 35 years old bike in third gear. It was no problem. I didn't even realize I was in the third. So obviously I didn't intend to do that, but the fact that it actually started in third gear, come on, that's impressive. So seating position is about like this, trying to give you a good view of what I see lying down. I think this is pretty much what I see. I can't see what you see, so I'm just guessing, but there is potentially an elephant in the room here, because some of you may have followed my channel and seen that I have changed my name from MT-09er to Bikes on Roads. And that's simply because I sold my MT-09. Yeah, I sold my MT-09. It's there are several reasons. The main reason is that I couldn't do like longer rides with the MT on the freeway. It would it literally just kill me. It's uncomfortable. Too much wind. My neck isn't really that good. I have some neck issues, and they really I really felt those issues riding on the freeway. It's okay like 80 and down, but you know, to get from A to B you sometimes need to enter a freeway, and to do anything other than just ride around your own neighborhood, you sort of have to enter the freeway. So I realized that in my situation it would be better to just go ahead and sell the bike and get a more touring friendly bike. Also, the upright position, although comfy for long rides, when you're riding hard, that wasn't the best position to be in, because if I sat right up and accelerated, I would have to hold on to the bars to not fall off, and that would pull the bars up and make the front extremely unstable. Yeah, so I haven't decided for specifically what bike to get yet. I'm going to take a few test rides, and I'm going to take you with me, of course. I'm thinking there's 4 dealers in the close vicinity. I'm going to be trying out a Triumph if I can. They may not have demos, but if I can and they have demos, I will be trying out a Triumph Tiger 900 GT and a maybe a triple RS, street triple, I think it's called, street triple RS. I'm not going to be doing any KTMs, I think. Maybe, but I don't know. I don't think so, because I don't really like those thumpers and 2-cylinder. People call it character, I call it vibrations, and I don't like vibrations, so I don't really want to I don't really want to have too much of those. So other than I have a trip reader, one trip reader here, and I have basically everything on this bike except for mileage, counter and clock. I have a fuel gauge on a bike that is 35 years old, and there are bikes sold today still that don't have a fuel gauge, so there are no excuses. If they could do it for 35 years ago, they should surely be able to do it today. But I can tell you, riding this thing is such an experience. You're seated inside the bike. You're not on a bike. You're literally in the bike. And the control and just element protection. If I ride like this, I could probably do 200 kilometers an hour and I wouldn't feel the air at all. The air is just smoothly going across the helmet. Even this, the most noisy helmet ever, has no noise when I'm down here. It's completely silent, quiet as the night. However, an issue with this bike is that because you're inside the bike, you have no idea how fast you're accelerating. This bike just goes from idling at some speed to going way too fast. It is incredible how smooth this thing is and how easily it moves. I'm gonna do a circle of the roundabout here just for fun. I'm just gonna check that there's no oil here, because I don't want to be slipping. I'm gonna do 2 laps, one for fun and one to check. Okay, there was pretty good grip all the way, so I can do a little bit faster. Oh, that feels so good. This leans so good. It's just so stable. I know this thing can rev up pretty high, but because it's been sitting for so long, I want to be a little bit careful with it. So oh man, it feels good to ride. It is incredible how comfy it is. can, if I had a tank bag or something here, I could completely just relax, just lean on the bag. I can use my stomach and diaphragm to just lean on, but this sort of takes a toll on the body. It is not comfortable. I need something to put my chest on and not just my diaphragm. But it is incredible that a 36-year-old bike, 35-year-old, I'm 36, the bike is 35, although it is very likely that while my mother was pregnant, someone in Japan was actually building this. In the old days they didn't have the fast productions they had today. So it's very realistic that this was created at the same time that I was born. And that is incredible. Yeah, this is just a peach of a bike. If you ever have the chance to test ride a GPZ600R, don't hesitate, because they are a gem. They truly are. So it's done almost 80,000 kilometers. So technically that's not that bad. I expect this thing to go at least 120, but the gauge doesn't go more than 100, so I don't know if Kawasaki thought it would go that far. They could probably put on an extra number, but oh well. So I'm gonna do a little bit more fun route for you, and I'm gonna shut up so you can listen to the bike. And I'm gonna try to keep my head under or down a little bit so you can get the feel of the bike. Starting from now. Here we go. It is so fast. 35 years old. Can't believe how great this bike still is. Truly one of Kawasaki's most incredible production ever. I'm so impressed. My head comes off to Kawasaki, really. I mean, what you made here is beyond me. And it is such a pleasure and such an honor to own a near mint condition of this bike.